Hi students, and welcome to your second week in your online general psychology course. I sure hope that your first week went very well. It appears that most of you are figuring out how to navigate Canvas. You've gotten your Connect account set up. Remember, that's where your ebook lives. But if you're still struggling or you're still trying to figure out how to navigate, please never hesitate to reach out to me. So let's take a look at our second week in psychology. So just as a reminder, it's always best to click on modules when you land at the home page of our Canvas course. Click on modules, and then you'll scroll down. And for this week, we're on week 2. So what items are in this week's module? This is where I'm going to put this video in, so your video explanation is here. You've obviously found that if you're watching this. Your Chapter 1 PowerPoint. So from here on out, now that we are moving into course content, and beginning with Chapter 1, you will have a PowerPoint for the chapter that we're currently covering. So that is here for you. You will also see that at times I will add in micro lectures, and that's where I've taken a topic from the chapter and am really going into a more focused lecture. They're less than 15 minutes long. And because you have an assignment this week on structuralism and functionalism, and sometimes this is a concept that students are, find a little bit more challenging to figure out, I've provided a micro lecture for you. So again, another reminder, when you click on the first item in the module, to click next to proceed through each item in the module. I'm showing you an overall view in my instructor view, just so we can go through and you can see everything that's in there without me clicking through next. But just remember to push that next button that's down in the right bottom corner. So let's look at your assignments. So again, these are not assignments, but supplemental material there to help you prepare and be ready to do the assignments for this week. So you will have your first learning outcome assignment. This is learning outcome number 2. I'll come back to this and talk about it in more depth. So you'll have that assignment, and then you will have 2 assignments in Connect. Again, the one on structuralism and functionalism, and one on psychology myths. So when you click on this, let me do that so you can see what it will look like on your end. You should get this window here. If you have your Connect account set up, you're ready to launch. If you've not set up your Connect account, then you're going to need to proceed through that. You'll only need to do that once, and then from here on out, every time you have an assignment or a quiz in Connect, you'll get this window. So once you go into Connect, come back into the module, okay? Don't stay out there and Connect. I don't assign all the assignments in Connect for each chapter, only a few of them. So don't try to figure out what does she want us to do out here, because in all honesty, there's probably over 100 out there, and I certainly don't want you doing assignments that are not required for class. So come back into the module after you finish that assignment in Connect. So that was the structuralism and functionalism, and then you'll move on to the next. So again, I just want to reiterate, use the week module like your things to do list. I will never hold you responsible for an assignment that is not in the module. So again, you don't need to do anything that you don't see right here in the week 2 module for this week. Psychology myths assignment, same thing. It'll launch you out into Connect to do that. And then you will have your Chapter 1 post-test. Don't let tests throw you off. These are quizzes. You'll see that you'll have one for each chapter. They're usually 10, 15 questions. The other assignments are usually 4 to 5 multiple choice questions. So these aren't long assignments, even though it looks like you have a lot in there. They're very doable, and they will allow you on your chapter quizzes to have 2 attempts. So if you're happy with your first score, go ahead and make sure that you hit submit, and you'll find that in the upper right hand corner. Because you have 2 attempts, after you do it the first time, it will assume you want to do it a second time unless you hit submit. If you want to take your second attempt, then go ahead and do that, and then the highest grade will be the one that is submitted, okay? So I know we're figuring it out. This will be your first week with content. This will be your first week of doing assignments in Connect. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to now go back up to this historical influences and click on that because it's not in Connect and it's a writing assignment, and I want to make sure you feel good about that. So this will be measuring your student learning outcome. That's what SLO stands for. And number 2. So we don't do them in order. We do them as they come up in our curriculum. So it happens to be that the historical influences is in chapter 1, but is listed by the state as your student learning outcome number 2. Nothing you need to worry about, but just in case you're like, where did number 1 go? It'll come later. So don't worry about the order of those. It's more about identifying where they are with our state mandates, okay? So what is student learning outcome number 2? It is that students should be able to describe the historical influences and early schools of thoughts that shaped the field of psychology. So chapter 1, that's what we're covering. You're going through all the early schools of thought. You're looking at the theorists that are associated. In fact, the micro lecture on structuralism and functionalism, those are early schools of thought. So you'll have a chance to look at all of them in the PowerPoint, in your reading, and then you'll have this assignment. So what I want you to do here is you can read all of, I won't go through all of this right now, but you can see the goal of this assignment, what I'm having you hopefully learn from this and familiarizing you with the founding researchers in the field as well as the early theories that were adhered to. But what you'll do is down here is what you're writing about. So really it's about 3 paragraphs. For me, it's always about the content more than, a certain word count, but just really what I'm looking for is a short paragraph for each of these questions for a total of 3. If you feel the need to write more than that, by all means, I'll never put a maximum on you, but just as a general rule of thumb, that's what we're looking for. So you have some idea of key terms and key researcher names up here at the top. And then what you'll do is you're going to choose just one psychologist, write about their background, and a quick Google search will tell you a lot of this information. You can also use your book as a resource or any peer-reviewed articles if you're ready to go into the library and look there. The second paragraph will be about how that researcher, that psychologist you introduced, influenced the early school of thought. And then the third paragraph is about the importance of their contribution to the field. So again, in total, 3 short paragraphs, 1 short paragraph for each question will suffice for this. This is not a long paper. This is not, we're warming up to APA. Haven't really taught you about APA styles, so it's totally fine and safe to practice citing here, but I'm not adhering to a large grading percentage based upon, you getting APA right, okay? So it really is just what I'm asking here, these 3 paragraphs, okay? You can just see some criteria for success here, some help. Your grading rubric where I'm getting the points from are right here. So again, I'm going to be very, very lenient. I do expect you to have citations, to use, remember you always want to cite if it's not your original thought or idea, and provide that citation. But I'm going to be very lenient in grading. This is a warm up to you figuring that out. So it's more of a teaching moment for me. I don't expect it to be absolutely 100% perfect for you to get those points. Okay. So I don't want anybody to be nervous about that, especially if it's your first time doing any type of citation. Please go back to the Getting Started module and use the references there if you're completely lost on APA style. The website, Al Purdue, so it's from Purdue University, just Google search Al Purdue. I have the link for you in the Getting Started module, but a simpler way is just to Google Al Purdue, OWL, Purdue University, and they have an excellent online writing lab. That's what the OWL stands for, online writing lab, that shows you APA. It shows you how to cite in every different type of situation that you might use or find your citation from. So it's an excellent resource. So go back, look in the Getting Started module if you need some help with that. Okay. I'm also here for questions. So for this week, let's just recap. We will start chapter 1, which is all about what is psychology. You have your PowerPoint, you have your micro lecture, and then you have 2 assignments that are in Connect, and then your chapter 1 quiz that also is in Connect, and then your writing assignment for the week is this historical influences. I know you'll do a great job. Do your best. Don't not do this assignment because you are intimidated. It really is easy to make a good grade on this if you write your 3 paragraphs, you do your research, and you attempt your citation, okay? And let me know if you have any questions. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope you enjoy learning what psychology is about. Take care, everybody.